I'm Glenn, avid fisherman, average Joe, and this round we're talking ultralight bait casting, bait finesse systems fishing, and this is the Cast King Zephyr. This is the one without the reel clicker. I've got them both though. I've got the one with the reel clicker that makes that nice sound when the drag is getting pulled out or the line's getting pulled out, and then I have this one without the reel clicker, which works just as well. One of the key things you want to take away with this is when you are using them, I usually start out with less line just to give me a little wiggle room when I'm educating my thumb. And initially, I've got a little video here that just shows you how I like setting up the drag, or correction, the spool tension and the magnetic brake so I can get a good cast out of it. And check it out. This is that Cast King Zephyr with the reel clicker. So let's see if I can show you. See that right there? It's got the reel clicker. I've got a 1/16 ounce weight, and we're going to show how I dial it in. So one, I've got the spool tension set really tight so there's minimal play. So I'm going to go and drop it, and we're just going to watch it hit and see how there's no overrun. Okay, so we'll bring that up. I'm going to take the brakes and take it all the way to the max right here. So it's on, looks like 6. Okay, and we're gonna see where that takes us. Okay, so took it over here to the left. So what that means is I'm gonna dial back on the brake. Let's go bring it to about halfway between 5 and 6 and see where that takes it. All right, it's going straight. All right, that feels good. Let's try it again. This time we'll dial it down to 5 and see what that does. Okay, 1/16 ounce weight, and the spool tension's been set so it has minimal play. And then when I dropped it, you notice how when it hit the water there was no overrun, and now I was just adjusting the brakes based on the cast going straight. And so in this case, when I first cast it out, it went to my left, and then I dialed it back and it went straighter, and then now it's pretty straight. So let's go and do it again. There it is, going right out there. Nice. Okay. All right, and so I'll just describe it again. This time I'm going to bring it back all the way to the max again, adjust the spool tension so there's minimal play. Okay, right now there's minimal play, and I'm going to release and let it hit the ground, or the water in this case, and watch for any overrun and see how there's no overrun. Okay, so I know I got that set, and the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cast it out, and since it's pulling to the left, I'm gonna decrease the magnetic brake. In this case, I put it halfway between 5 and 6, and I will cast it out here shortly. There it is, going off to the left slightly now, so I'm gonna take it to 5. Yep, it's on 5 now. And let's go see what that does. Okay, it's still off to the left a little, but not as much. So I'm gonna go and bring it back down again, probably just short of the 5. Let's see, so yeah, just short of the 5 now. All right there, way out there. Nice. Normally when I first start out with a new reel, I'll until my thumb's educated, I'll go with 25 turns. So this one's been educated enough that I can get that thing yanking out there now. So there it is. That's how I dial it in. And I'm doing a side cast because overhead will work, but it tends not to work as good with these one-handed rods, so I'll do a side cast more than a overhead. Okay, here's the other Cast King. This is the one without the reel clicker. Right there, no reel clicker. Okay, this has a 1/16 ounce do-it-yourself inline spinner. There. Someone's alarm went off, but let's go and show you what that does. Right there, I got the short rod. Okay, I'm going to describe how I dial it in. Spool tension, minimal play on the side-to-side movement. Release it. Let's see how there's no overrun. Okay. So I'm gonna cast it. I got max brake right now. It's going off to my left, so I'm gonna bring it down a couple of clicks. Let's put it on 5. So it went from 6 to 5. Let's see what that does. Maybe we might even get a fish to hit. No, I thought I saw something move. All right, so let's see what happens. Right, all right, there, it's casting straight ahead. Nice. I was showing the Microlight with the Casking Zephyr with the reel clicker, and in this case, this is the one that doesn't have the reel clicker, but just as easily it can cast a 1/16 ounce rod, no problem. One thing is I am using anywhere between 25 to 40 turns of line on the reel, so it's not been spooled all the way as much as it can be. And then the other thing is I'm using a side cast. Tend to get better casts that way versus the overhead cast. And that is how I dial in my Casking Zephyr BFS reels.